Hey guys, hope everybody's been good. We're going to do another channeling with the ancients. So if you guys like these videos, please make sure you like and subscribe, share them. Any comments, leave them at the end. Appreciate everybody's support. I hope you guys are finding these channelings to be useful and helpful. We are going to talk to you about a few different subjects today. First, let us introduce ourselves once again for the new viewers. We are what some of you call the ancient builder race, the master builder race, the guardians, sentinels. We do not have a specific name. We are a group of physical and non-physical entities that have been here for a very, very long time. We are the founders of this sector. We are the ones who laid the foundation in this sector and planted and seeded various life systems throughout this sector. And we watched them grow, take life, and watch the ever unfolding evolution of consciousness. The original blueprint for this sector was of free will, where the souls will incarnate into a physical being and you were connected to yourself, your true self. You were able to manifest what you needed using crystals, technology, and you had the know-how of how to incorporate these systems into your day-to-day life. This sector was taken over, and the reason that it was taken over was to control life, to learn about life, to figure out how to manipulate and create different forms of life, to become a so-called God. Plain and simple. Your DNA was rearranged and cut off, where the sector, as we explained in the last channeling, is set up from various different energies. We spoke about the so-called karma at our last session. Today we want to talk to you more in depth about astrology. But the energy that is very prevalent at the moment within this sector is one of division, which has always been, whether it's racial, economic, social, whatever the case may be. What you're seeing right now, especially in the United States of America, or even other countries, is a political division to keep everybody distracted and to create a division in the systems of beliefs. One side good, the other side bad. And what you're also seeing now is a generational division, one that is creeping up very quickly and is going to divide many, many age groups. You have the so-called Generation Z. They're very prevalent in gaining momentum and a voice through various channels such as YouTube, social media, and taking up causes. You recently had such a young lady that was named Time Person of the Year, who takes up the challenge of informing people about climate change and environmental change. It is a very noble task that that young lady is undertaking to try to inform and wake up people. But climate change is a hoax. Climate change has been going on since this sector was created. Sea levels have risen and fallen many times. Land masses have risen and fallen underwater. Deserts now were fertile at one point. Fertile lands at this point were deserts or blocks of ice. It's part of the ecosystem. Now we will say that the environmental conditions are at a very concerning level, especially with the sea life and plastics being in your seas. Having good, healthy food, air, pollutants being in your air system. These are things that need to be addressed and changed. But how they're going about it is in the incorrect form. This Generation Z, or what many of you have been preempted to call rainbow children, indigo children, that think that these children are advanced, that they're connected spiritually, that they're the new wave or the movers and shakers of the future. And we cannot disagree more. They are children. Do they want to do good? Yes, but are they caught up in the energy of taking up a cause for the heck of it? Yes. They like to blame others for the conditions that they're in and that the world is in. They seldom take very much responsibility for their parts of their actions or for their so-called direction of their own life, and like to blame others. Soft, weak, but yet angry, and take a stance at these different movements. Very opinionated, think they know it all. They are children. They are young-minded. They are influenced by social media, by electronic devices. They are programmed. You need to understand actions of children now would not have been condoned even 30, 40, especially 50 years ago. And we're not saying that the actions of children, of how they were disciplined in the past, were in the correct manner. But children were children. They were taught how to be adults in a certain loving condition or environment. We will tell you, before this sector was taken over, children were taught how to live, how to be independent. They didn't take the hands of adults and take them by the nose and lead them around. The parents now, they spend their weekends taking children to multiple soccer games. The kids run the children, the kids run the parents' lives. They're opinionated. They want this, they want that. They tell the parents nowadays what to do. You have to be very careful how you put children on a pedestal, especially in the spiritual community, saying that these rainbow, crystal, indigo children are connected to the other side and they're the wave of the future. They're just being conditioned to create a generational age gap, another division which will become very prevalent in the future as Generation X, baby boomers fade away, Generation X becomes older, and even the so-called millennials, who were the start of this movement of the so-called woe is me, I'm in such a bind because of the generation before me. We would like to inform you that children in the Depression were raised under very, very bad conditions, yet many of them rose up to the occasion and got themselves out of it. They didn't blame anyone. They understood their conditions, and they forged forward to make a better life for themselves, which many of them did. And they had many opposing forces against them. Today, young children have different opposing forces. They're influenced by electronics, social media. Their brains are conditioned in a certain way. So we will tell you that division will become very prevalent in the future and will create more of a hostile environment in your world. So we tell you, those that have children, do not put them on a pedestal. Teach them, mold them. Understand they are children. They do not have the capacity to understand a lot of the inner workings of how life actually occurs. But if you let them become prevalent and let you lead them and socialize them and glorify them, then you've given them a soapbox, so-called, for others to be influenced. We want to say that you want to educate your kids in the correct form and manner and hold their hand and understand them that it begins with them to begin change. Not to make a demand on others to make change when they are not so informed on every single detail of how the world works. They are children. They are learning. Astrology within this sector is only incorporated within this sector. Astrology is a very convoluted, complicated array of energies intertwined on how they play off on each other. Before you incarnate here, you decide when and where you will enter this system. And certain energies are imprinted within you when you enter this. And those so-called energies are your battery cells. You can either let them control you or you use the power to control your life. Many of you believe that astrology influences your life. And if you let it, it will, because when you arrange your life before you come here, you allow those energies to influence you. So if you decided to have your 9th house in a certain energy level, then it will influence it if you believe it. But you must understand that when you come here, you can negate all that in your free will and decreed that you are in control of your life will have a great influence. Now, your astrology energies, if you are cognizant on the other side, you will use those energies to propel you forward in the direction that you want. They will influence certain behaviors or patterns, but at the end of the day, your soul characteristics will override everything. If you're impulsive, you will be impulsive. You know, you cannot put a cookie cutter approach on every single personality, such as an Aquarius or Libra. Those are general facet outline energies to influence the personality. But once you understand that energies of the planets cannot influence more of your own energy, your inner energy, then you become more connected with your true self, as the original blueprint indicated. You are not supposed to be influenced by energies of other planets, retrogrades, etc. Those are set up by your controllers to help control you, influence you, and to set up the soul recycling, reincarnation within this planet. We will tell you, before the controllers took over, you were 100% of your soul's personality in a physical form. And you have to learn to understand that if you believe a retrograde will hinder you, then it will. But if you believe those energies are there to propel you, and you use the decree of your mind and understand that your own power within you can override any other outside influential power or energy, then you will succeed and you will become the master and the creator of your own reality. We could spend many, many hours on astrology because it is that convoluted and complicated. But we are not interested in astrology. Your mind, your power, your chakras override any energy system that is being pushed against you. There's no higher energetic level than your chakras and yourself. And we empower you to use those energies within you to control your life. If you believe in something and you want to manifest it, whether no matter what day or time or retrograde or what planets, what house, you can manifest it. If you believe a certain planet has to wait to be in your money house to make money, then that's your reality. But if you believe that it doesn't matter what planet is in what house of yours, according to your astrology chart, that you can manifest money, then you will. Nothing will hinder you more than your belief system. And when you're on the other side and your so-called guides that you believe are benevolent and have your best interests at heart, and they plan with you the entry point and what certain characteristics of the energies that are going to be played within your development character in this sector when you incarnate will become true. And any soul that incarnates in here, in this sector, has to use those astrological forces to influence them when they come here. It's part of the law. But the belief system on the other side, when you understand that those astrological energies do not hinder you but propel you, then you become very empowered within this matrix. And you become unstoppable. You become powerful. Your mind, your beliefs, your energy is the most powerful weapon you have to make change. Thought, energy, and action will create the reality that you want and need. Alright, hope everybody enjoyed that channeling. If you have any questions, do leave a comment at the end. I would definitely say during your meditations, play around with your energy, play around with your imagination to see what you can create in your world. The key to manifestation is believing that you have the power, set the intention, and then forget about it. And you will create what you need to survive in this world. Well, many of you will probably say, I want to create millions of dollars, and we will tell you if that's your reality, then go for it. But you must understand that you will get what you need, not always what you want. And I know that sounds contradictory to what the channeling just said, but you have to understand if many souls are here for different reasons. And sometimes when you're disconnected from the other side, what you want and what you need are two different things. You know, it's all about the energies and making the best of them. So I hope that helps. I hope you guys realize that you are the gods of your own reality. Don't look at it to anybody else to be a god, or in the spirit world, thinking that they know everything, or everything is nice and organized on the same side over there, because it's not. You are your creator of your reality. Every soul is created equal. Just different certain points of consciousness advancement that certain souls are. Take care.